Ever feel like, when it comes to weight loss, you're just playing this game of whack-a-mole with calories?
I know what you mean.
You slash them here, burn a few extra there.
Yeah.
But that scale, it just refuses to budge the way you'd hope, you know?
Right.
So today, we're going deeper, like beyond just surface level calories in, calories out.
Okay. Yeah.
Trying to uncover some really surprising facts about fat loss. What do you think?
I think it's time we ditch the fads.
Yeah.
All those crazy diets and really try to grasp the science
fundamentals
behind sustainable weight management for good.
I like that. Okay, so the source we're diving into today, it's called The Simple Truth About Fat Loss. It all comes down to calories in versus calories out.
Yeah.
Backed by science.
Catchy title.
It is. Refreshingly straightforward, I'd say. But don't let that fool ya. The details.
Yeah.
Fascinating. What really struck me, I gotta say, is how this source, they don't just throw around these simple ideas.
Right.
They back them up. Hard evidence.
Yeah, and that's key. You know, like take the whole calorie deficit thing. We hear it all the time, right? Gotta be in a calorie deficit to lose fat. This source, they cite a 2015 study.
Okay.
Reviewed 29 other studies, and their conclusion. Every single one showed a calorie deficit was like the common denominator for successful weight loss. That's huge.
So cutting calories is key. We know that. But I'll be honest. This source made me realize just how calorie dense some foods really are. Like, yeah, fat's higher in calories. We know that. But did you realize it's a whopping 9 calories per gram?
Oh, yeah.
Compared to just 4 for carbs and protein.
It's more than double.
It makes you rethink that extra drizzle of olive oil, doesn't it?
Yeah, it definitely makes you think twice. You know, this really underscores how important it is to understand how your macronutrients break down. Makes a big difference when you're choosing what to eat.
Huge.
But, okay, we talk about what we eat, right? That's crucial. But there's this whole other side to the calories out equation that often gets overlooked.
Yeah, yeah.
And no, I'm not just talking about hitting the gym.
Right. Because even when we're just vegging on the couch, like, our metabolism's still doing its thing in the background, right?
Exactly.
Keeping things running.
That baseline calorie burn we're talking about, that's your basal metabolic rate, your BMR.
BMR. Yeah.
Basically, it's the energy your body uses just for, you know, essential stuff. Breathing, digestion, cell regeneration, all that good stuff.
Right. So even without us actively trying, our bodies are burning a decent amount of calories every day just to keep us going.
Exactly.
But you know what else I found interesting in this source?
What's that?
They talk about this thing called NEAT.
NEAT?
Yeah, NEAT. Non-exercise activity thermogenesis.
Oh, neat. Yeah.
What's that all about?
So neat, right? It's all those little ways we burn calories without even really realizing it.
Okay.
Outside of, you know, hitting the gym for a workout.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. Fidgeting.
Oh, right.
Taking the stairs instead of the elevator.
Right.
Even just like standing more throughout the day.
Huh. Interesting.
It all adds up. All those little movements contribute to your NEAT.
So all those people who, like, can't sit still, they might actually be onto something.
They might have a higher NEAT, yeah.
Right. Okay, but let's talk about, you know, the elephant in the room when it comes to weight loss.
Okay, yeah.
All those trendy diets out there.
Oh, I know. So many.
Keto. Paleo. Intermittent fasting.
Right. The list goes on.
It's like every day there's a new one.
It seems like it.
Does this source, do they think those are just clever marketing?
Well, it's not quite that simple. They do acknowledge that those diets can work.
Okay.
For some people, they can be effective.
Right.
But, and this is key, their success still comes back to that fundamental principle.
Calories in, calories out.
Exactly. Calorie balance. It all boils down to that.
So no magic shortcuts then?
No magic shortcuts.
Just basic thermodynamics.
Thermodynamics, like literally.
Okay, I see that. But what about, you know, you hear this a lot. People talk about the whole metabolism myth.
Okay, yeah. The idea that some people are just like destined to struggle with their weight because they have a slow metabolism.
Right. Like no matter what they do.
Yeah, like it's out of their control.
Right, exactly. So what's the deal with that?
This source, they address that head on.
Okay.
They're like, hold on.
Okay.
Because while it's absolutely true that things like your genetics, your age, how much muscle mass you have,
right,
those can influence your metabolic rate, even someone with a naturally slower metabolism can still lose weight.
Okay.
They can achieve sustainable weight loss by maintaining that calorie deficit.
So it's not that their metabolism is, like, broken or anything?
No, not at all. It just means they might need to adjust things a bit. Maybe a slightly larger calorie deficit than someone with a faster metabolism or a different approach to their diet and exercise plan.
Right. So they just might need to tweak things a little bit to find what works best for them.
Exactly. The source even talks about this really cool study where they found that people who increased their protein intake while in a calorie deficit lost more body fat and held on to more muscle mass compared to those on a standard calorie-restricted diet.
Interesting. So protein could be a game changer for those with slower metabolisms who are trying to lose fat and keep their muscle.
Could be.
Okay. Well, we talk about exercise. But if we can theoretically lose weight without ever stepping foot in a gym, why even bother? So are we saying, like, ditch the gym memberships, trade the treadmill for a nap?
Well, hold on now. It's not quite that simple. Well, yeah, you could technically lose weight without ever doing a structured workout.
Right.
As long as you're in that calorie deficit.
Yeah.
This source really emphasizes exercise,
Okay.
especially strength training.
Okay, so it's vital.
For overall health
Okay.
and body composition, it's about way more than just fitting into your skinny jeans.
So it's more than just the number on the scale then.
Way more. It's like strength training. Think of it as preserving your muscle mass.
Right.
And that muscle, it's like the engine of your metabolism.
Okay.
More muscle. You burn more calories even when you're just resting. Plus, it helps you avoid that skinny fat thing.
Skinny fat. What's that?
You know, where you look thin, but you actually have very little muscle mass and higher body fat.
Oh, right.
Not exactly the picture of true health.
Yeah, it's like losing weight and being healthy aren't always the same thing.
Exactly.
So exercise, particularly strength training, it's like, what? Playing the long game?
Exactly. You're building a strong, resilient body from the inside out.
Not just focusing on the quick fix.
Right. Think of it this way. That calorie deficit, it's like the key to unlocking weight loss. But exercise, that's what sculpts the truly fit, healthy physique.
It's about how we feel.
Yeah.
How our clothes fit. How much energy we have to, really live our lives.
Exactly. And on that note, something to think about. Okay. We've talked a lot about how fat loss, it all boils down to calories in versus calories out.
Right.
But knowing this, how can you use this knowledge, not just for those like short-term weight loss goals, but to stay at a healthy weight for good?
Yeah. Yeah, the long haul.
Right. What small, sustainable changes can you make in your everyday life to make healthy living, just your new normal?
That's a great question. It's about finding that sweet spot, right? Between enjoying all the good stuff life has to offer.
Right.
And making choices that support our health in the long run.
Exactly.
Well, this has been a fascinating deep dive, I gotta say. We've busted some weight loss myths, uncovered the real science behind sustainable fat loss.
Absolutely.
And hey, remember, there's no magic bullet, no quick fixes. It's about consistency, being informed, and finding what truly works for you. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.